My name is Albert Kraus, and these pictures that you see were taken in the town of Lunenburg, the town where I fished out of for 45 years. The town was settled in 1753 by German settlers. They came from Germany over here to farm. When they got over as farmers, well, they discovered good fishing grounds. So they started to build boats. They were good shipwrights, built boats and went fishing. The first year I sailed, it used to be 100-sailor schooner out of this port here alone. 100 schooners, you can figure on 200 and 300 boys every year. And you'd go 2 or 3 years hired on deck, and then you'd go in a dory. When you got to be going in a dory, you was called a doryman. Well, the dories was the heart of the fishing here years ago. If you wouldn't have dories, well, I don't know what. They did go, I think in 1873, they had some kind of boats when they went first, but after that, when they got the dories, that you can, I'm pretty near safe to say that was the heart of the fishing. That's a dory, fully equipped with everything into it that you'd practically use in the dory. Dories was the main thing, the only way you could catch fish. It was 3 dory shops in Lunenburg when I started. Now it's only 1. They still build the dories the same, yes, here in Lunenburg, as they was always built. That's Freeman Rowland, closest to you, the fellow with the leather cap on. The other fellow is Frank Boardman. Freeman's the boss builder. Well, first you have your bottom. Your bottom's made of white pine lumber, inch or inch and a quarter thick, and it's groove and tongue together. And then the bottom is shaped. They've been using the molds for 60-some years, for sure. Okay. They use pine, white pine, and red pine, and hackmatack or spruce ribs. They use a lot of spruce. They don't get so much hackmatack anymore, mostly spruce. And oak for the top gunnels. They get it around Nova Scotia here, somewhere up in the country, different places. The skull hole. In the stern of the dory, it's cut out around, you know, a little round, and then you can scull it. One paddle to scull it. That's for your gunnels of the dories. See, those are hardwood. It's mostly oak. When it's dry, you put that in the water. It soaks it, so then you can bend it easy. Now, a 15-foot bottom was a trawl dory, a double dory. That's the kind we used when we went fishing. You always stood up and worked in them. Sometimes you'd be going along out in the banks and you'd see a hand liner, and you'd see these men out in these little dories just looked like if they was on a board. I sailed in dories that was built out of right down here in this shop. They're good sea boats. Down here, they can't make it into one building. They got to have two buildings. Then they would have a frame to set in. So many frames. You have it wedged up, lower in the middle and a little higher in both ends. That gives the bottom a curve up. The sawing with the bandsaw, where they have 20-foot plank. The shed's not big enough, so they open a shutter for the end to go out through, so they have room. The only caulking that goes in the dory is this strand of caulking twine that goes from the stem right down along the bottom streak. And that's the only caulking that's into them. Now the other plank, this first plank, the caulking is along there. But then when you put it on the next plank on top of this, it's no caulking. It's just wood against wood. Nailed together, it's plain, lapped over. They're watertight. It is a lot of nails in the dory. Well, the nails in the streets are about 3 inches apart. And you take on both sides, it's a lot of nails. The ribs where they have in the dories is cut from the roots of trees. They're dug out of the roots, and that's how they're growed timbers, sawed out. They're already in shape. A 15-foot bottom dory would carry 2,000 pounds of fish. You'd have your middle place full, and you could put some in the bow and some in the stern if you liked, if it was real fine. They would carry over 2,000 pounds of fish with all your trawl, say you have 4 tubs of gear and buoys and anchors and 2 men. Loaded to the gunnels. When they put the ribs in, they have a piece of metal that goes, nails under timber and up on the horizon or on the top streak. That's to keep it in place. The holes are in the bow for a strap, and that is for hoisting your dories in and out, and the same thing is on the stern. When they have the dory all finished inside, then they turn it up and just plane the edges off, and smoothen it up, and from there they start to paint it. They painted the gunnel green, mostly green. The other part of the dory was either painted red or yellow. This dory won't likely see the Grand Banks, but it could be going in a race here in Lunenburg.
Will all the power boats kindly clear the course, please?
The dory is a real seaboat, and if they're handled right way, they'll live out quite a gale of wind.